Now, will it be a hit? Will it be a big hit? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, marvellous.
Yeah? What do you mean, yeah, marvellous? Wait.
Kept me awake, so.
It kept you awake? Oh, I'm glad about that. Yeah, I'm very glad about that.
Did you like the record, though?
That was wonderful, Maria.
And were you watching her mouth?
Yeah.
No, not at all, not at all, no. That was a bit more of it there. You were very lucky. We've got another couple of minutes. We've got somebody with a slippery finger somewhere, haven't we? Was that sort of Maria Whittaker meets Kylie Minogue, sort of, or not?
Not really. I just want to be original. I want to be myself. I
I just want to be myself. Oh, you mustn't say it. I just want to be myself.
Well,
Pete Waterman didn't do that, did he?
No, of course he didn't.
No. I just wondered. I mean, because it's the same sort of thing, isn't it?
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Who was the guy dancing with you? I know people will write in and ask.
Yeah, his name was Roy.
Yeah.
He was a dancer, yeah.
Yeah. It was a little like that Italian girl. What was her name? Sabrina. It was sort of based on the same thing.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, well, probably, yeah. Might as well bang me head on the door or something in a few moments. Right, let's take a few calls. Petra from Evesham. Hello, Petra.
Hi, James.
Hello. Sounds like Maria. Yes, Petra, what can I do for you?
Hi, my husband and I are often ridiculed because of our difference in height.
Yeah.
I'm only just over 5 foot and he's somewhat over 6 foot. And we've been ridiculed for years, yet we both believe that really it's what's inside that counts,
Yeah.
not what we look like outside. Even though we do look quite funny walking down the street.
What is your problem? This is a very sincere, wonderful, warm couple of people on the show. I didn't even know we had viewers like this. And you're taking the piss. What's wrong with you? She's a very nice lady.
I know.
Very nice lady. I mean, I can't believe you being so very nice lady.
Being rude. I know, very nice. Lady.
You're a very nice lady, yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, bye-bye. I can't... well, no, I can't say any more than that. I mean, it's true, isn't it? That's true, you know.
There's double connotation there. That's
Is it?
all.
To
To the very nice lady.
you just look at the camera. Frank from... Who's Neil?
My boyfriend. My little one with a big one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well.
Can you want to meet him as well?
I'll meet Neil. Hello, Neil.
I see, fine.
You
Okay.
won't.
Oh, all right. I won't.
James?
All right,
No, I
well,
thought
he's
this might
talking.
develop. I thought this might... I thought between the two of you it might develop rather nicely.
No
yeah.
more.
You know,
That's it.
I could hear Cecil in the boxes back tonight panting a lot. So it's probably got nothing to do with the conversation. Keith from Coventry. Hello, Keith. That was a good one. Yes, Keith. What did you drop? Keith?
Hello.
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 Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry. This question's aimed at Matt, really.
Aimed
what
at
do
who?
Do you think...
Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He's from Coventry.
Oh, right, that's
Coventry.
his own,
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yes, go on.
Right, do you think that small people are used really for making money in circuses more than actually human beings?
That's a good point. I hope somebody's going to ask that, Keith.
Yeah, very good point. Well, it's really down to the individual, you know. If you're born to be in a circus life, then if you want to take that up, it's up to you.
But you don't think, I mean, like Keith probably was trying to get at, you don't think it belittles you to
No.
do a job like that?
No, if that person's happy doing that type of work, then
Because there was
fair enough.
There was a big thing a few years ago about dwarf throwing competitions.
That's
Do you remember
right.
that?
I know.
Yeah, he's laughing. I don't. I'm trying.
No, that's wicked.
Hold on.
Would you shut up? Sorry. What?
Well, I mean, you know, I expect I could have won that because
Yeah.
being the smallest.
Well,
but
the
I
two
mean,
of you together could be world champions.
That's
Yeah.
right. But, I mean, you know, it's a bit sick, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I wonder if Australian dwarfs are slightly different. I don't know. I mean, I don't know really. Yeah. Yeah. It must. You see, the interesting. The more that I talk with you guys, particularly because you do have your own problems, very serious problems. We're making light. I mean, but unless you have the sort of personalities that you two obviously have, it must be hell for a lot of people in similar positions. There are a lot more people in your position than yours, of
yeah,
course.
that's right. Well, it is. It's all down to character and personality.
Yeah.
You've got to carry it off yourself and be confident.
Because, I mean, a lot of people, I remember when we first met Chris, and then a couple, Stevie, who's down here, he nearly wet himself when Chris got... We were standing on a street corner, waiting to go and do a film with Chris, and he got... Yes, him. And he got out of his car, and he couldn't control himself. I mean, you must get that quite often when people have never met you before, because you are startling.
It does happen quite a
You
bit.
are frightening, Chris.
I frighten children sometimes.
Well, you are.
Stand up again. We've got more room here. You can stand beside each other and have a yeah.
What?
Yeah, go on. I mean, it'd be quite interesting just to see if we get a long shot there. I mean, that...
Where are you, Mike? Oh, there you are.
Yeah. I mean, Chris, you've got your head in the... We can't actually
I've
get
got my
the
head in
two...
the lights here.
Yeah.
dangerous.
Steve is falling over again. I don't know what we're going to do with him.
He's gone.
Give him his own programme, I think, the rate we're going. Yeah. I mean, when you're quite happy, though, presumably, to get letters from other people in similar positions, and probably you do. Yeah. OK, let's carry on. Keith, thank you. Darren from Bolton. Hello, Darren.
Hello, Jim.
Yes, Darren.
Can I have a word with Mike, please?
Just talk away, Darren. Talk away.
Right, I'm Sid Vicious for being getting hated. Oh,
Thank you very much indeed, Darren. It's a
Yeah,
shame you
cheers,
haven't got a
Darren.
brain, isn't it? Really? OK.
Never mind.
Stephen from Murfield. Hello, Stephen.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, Stephen.
Question to both gentlemen, really.
Yes. I thought they'd all want to be talking to you two, you know, but, you know, you cracked it. Go on, Stephen.
Where do you go about exploiting your size in theatrical terms? Where would you draw the line?
Where would you draw the line in exploiting yourselves in theatrical terms?
The show, basically.
What?
The show.
This show, yeah. Yeah, this is about it. This is about as low as you go. Yeah. Anything else?
I suppose it depends how much the money's going to be like.
Yeah, that's the second important.
So you do, it would depend on the money first, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, while we're talking about this, have either of you been offered anything that you've turned down because you thought it was tasteless or not?
Yeah, I have.
What?
Well, you know.
The next one, the next James Wales show.
Yeah, showing my Willy Winky.
You didn't?
No, well, no, I never. No.
But somebody wanted you to do that?
Well, yeah.
Huh? Sick?
But it's still... I'll put it away.
Quite right. Quite right, OK.
Quite right.
Thank you very much. Probably has something to do with Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. Jill from Dewsbury. Hello, Jill.
Hi, James.
Yes, Jill.
Well, you told me that this show would be interesting. Anyway, I'm phoning for a couple of reasons. One, to address a question to the tall and short guys.
Yeah.
Were they or their parents aware that they would be tall or short during childhood? And were they born with any other so-called abnormalities?
That's a good point. Chris?
Yeah.
I wasn't born with any abnormalities. I weighed about 8.5 pounds, which is fairly average.
Yeah.
I was born on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of November.
OK, fine. Very nice. Get in there, Mike. Don't let him do that. Yeah. I mean, Fiona's going to start talking in a few moments if you don't come in and say something.
No, well, my mum had twins, but she was only actually expecting one.
Yeah.
And I actually wheeled her back into the ward when she went back into labour again, and out I popped.
You popped out?
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't see you on any screen?
No, they couldn't see me.
Now, your twin, there was a 40 minutes documentary on you.
That's
Your
right.
twin is normal size, everything, yeah?
He is,
Yeah?
5'9", yeah.
In fact, a part of that documentary, they showed the two of you going out and trying to score with ladies in a nightclub, didn't they?
Yeah.
That actually was, that seemed two-staged to me.
Two-stage.
Well, was that sort of thing that used to happen to you?
No, not really.
No.
We're two different characters completely.
So you never believe what you see on TV.
Well, that's right.
You can never believe what you see on TV.
You can't believe this programme.
Jill, thank you. Pat from Cardiff. Hello, Pat.
Hello, James. Good
Hi.
evening. Welcome from Wales. I'd like to have a word, please, with Chris, who I appeared with on Kilroy. I'm 6 foot, and I don't know if Chris remembers, but we had photographs taken.
I don't want to know about that sort of thing. I don't want to know about that sort of
they
thing.
were perfectly decent.
Yeah.
And when I came home, I told my husband I looked like Bridget the Midget.
Yeah.
And he laughed.
Nasty man. Thank you very much indeed, Pat. Thank you, Pat from Cardiff. Maria, presumably you were born normally, a normal sort of person?
Born, yeah.
You just developed like you did in later life, did you?
That's right.
Yeah?
Yep.
Did anybody at an early age get any sort of inkling that you were going to become the Maria Whittaker that you have now blossomed into?
No, not. It was just, well, I was dancing at the time, and obviously I wanted
Were
to be
you?
a dance teacher, yes.
Yeah.
I've been dancing since I was 8.
Yeah.
And was just doing competitions and that's what I originally wanted to be, so I didn't... No, my mum and dad actually wanted me to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if by some, I'm sure it won't, but if by some strange quirk of fate the record bums out,
Well, I'm going to do some more anyway.
you're not going to suddenly sort of go away, hide, and
No,
burst
I'm
into
sorry.
tears.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it over here. So
You are.
I
What do you mean
will.
you're going to make it over
I
here?
will. That's what I want to do. I want to do a good record that's going
Yeah.
to make.
Now, I hear the music that says we're probably coming up to the end of the programme, so let us all wish everybody a very happy weekend. And remember, size is what you make of it, really, isn't it? Size is what you make of it. If you happen to be I've just got a little note handed to me here. If you happen to be a James Whale lookalike, I see. We're doing a programme called Save the Whale in a few months' time. Send us a photograph to the usual address. By the way, before we finish, Fiona didn't lose everything. She's had them made up again, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. On my way. Well, what did you see when you looked in the car?
£10 notes.
Heartbeat, Sunday at 7:30 on Meridian.
A discussion on the advantages and disadvantages of being small. Vanessa is next.
Meet my friend Dilip.
Ah, home pride curry sauce. Cooks so well in the oven, and it only takes a couple of minutes to prepare. So you've got more time to spend with your family.
Diving at full stretch. That is pressure.
Curry in a bevy. As we Scots say, stot stuff.
Home fried cooking sauces. Authentic flavours from all around the world. Also available in Glasgow.
Do you often leave something soaking? The breakfast pan till lunch, the lunch dish till supper, the roasting pan till next morning. But now it's easier, thanks to new Best Ever Fairy. On grease, it's 33% more powerful. So after a short soak, new Fairy removes even stuck-on grease better. So more often when Fairy's finished, so have you. New Best Ever Fairy on grease, it's 33% better than the best of the rest.
As skin matures, it can feel dry and tight. And finding a moisturizer specially designed for mature skin is a problem. So what's the answer? Independent tests amongst women of our age on Youlé's First Day Cream for mature skin unanimously revealed that it provides excellent moisturization, essential to keep us looking and feeling fresh and healthy. And the name? Provital, Youlé's first moisturizer designed for mature skin.
Succumb to the dessert of your dreams. Who knows where it might lead?
She's been at that ski Fruitful.
Fruitful's not a yogurt, but a deliciously different dessert. Mountainous pieces of seductive fruit smothered in wickedly thick fromage frais. Ski has never tasted so tempting. Get the ski lift.
Prepare yourselves for some savage entertainment.
What really makes you mad?
Beef, apparently, these days.
Join Lily, Wednesday at 9 on Meridian.
With comedy in half an hour on Meridian in Hope and Gloria. First, here's Vanessa.
Today we're going to talk to people who are short. Is being short a problem, or is it just everyone else's problem? Being short, can it be fun, or can it turn your life into a living hell? Find out on today's Vanessa. Welcome to the show. There are around 5,000 adults in this country who are profoundly short in stature. That means they're 4'6" or less in height. Well, my first guest today isn't 4'6". In fact, he's over 5 feet, but he says his height has ruined his life. To find out why, let's welcome Bob. Hi, Bob. How tall are you?
5'3", Vanessa.
And 5'3" has been a blight on your whole life?
Yes.
What was it like at school?
I was always getting the mickey taken out of me. I was called nicknames at school. I was always tormented about my height because when I left school at 15, I was only 4'11". I used to be called short arse and midget, you know, so, and other names as well, which I won't mention on television.
And how did you respond when people called you names like that?
It made me very aggressive. It hurt. I'm sure there's a lot of small people in the audience. When I was at school, they were called names, and it really hurts. You have to put on a front. You have to pretend it doesn't hurt and laugh it off, but deep down, it hurt.
What happened on the romance stakes when you tried chatting up women?
It wasn't so bad in the 70s because I used to wear platforms, 6-inch platform. And this is a true story, this. I invited this girl back for coffee, and we went back for coffee. Oh, no, she invited me back, sorry. And we went back to a place for coffee, and she's living with her parents, so it's all legit, and it's in the 70s, and I had 6-inch platforms on. And she said, look, Bob, do you mind taking your shoes off? She said, because we've got new carpets at the door. And I took my shoes off, and I just went 6 inches down. She went, oh, my God, aren't you small? Because we'd been small feet, the flesh used to cover my platform shoes, so she didn't really know, you know, my true height, and that just ruined it.
What about when it came to getting a job?
Yes, I got jobs. I had no problems in getting jobs. I had the gift of the gab in that respect. But because I was small, they'd try and put on me. I was their dog's body. You know, it's, oh, Bob would go and make us a cup of tea. Come on, short ass, go, you know, and all this sort of thing. It was always nicknames. It used to hurt.
When you were a teenager, you were so desperate for a relationship, you went for someone unbelievably fat?
Yes, she was very, very nice. No disrespect to you, Vanessa, or anybody else in the audience. Fat people have got lovely personalities. And
Let's not generalise or anything. I know some horrible fat people.
This girl, she was about 1 inch taller than me. There was 2, actually. And I just left school and I wanted a girlfriend. Every bloke wants a girlfriend when he leaves school. But she was fat, and I mean fat, but she had a lovely personality. I went with her because I wanted a girlfriend. It was the thing to do, to have a girlfriend.
Lady here.
I'm 3'11" 3/4. I just wondered, as an adult, when you go out now, perhaps not in your own area, but to other districts, do you get people nudging one another, making rude comments, children following you around supermarkets and making derogatory remarks about your height?
No, I don't. I know what you're getting at. I should imagine you do.
Yeah, I think you've got a lot to be thankful for.
Well...
All right, now, Bob, stand up, because the question is, do we really think that Bob is short?
No, not at all.
This lady says...
I'm sorry, but you should get a life. You are tall. Am I tall or am I short?
You're small.
You're short.
No, I'm tall because I think tall. You cannot be small. How tall are you?
5'3".
You're a foot taller than me.
But I'm wearing Cuban heels.
Now, this is the
thing...
thing...
for God's sake, so am I, you know?
Now, the question...
Wear heels. Be proud of what you are. You are a human being. You have one chance in this life. Don't spoil it, OK? You are a human being. Don't spoil your chance in life. Enjoy what you are. You are excellent because you are you. You're not short. You are you.
Well,
Enjoy
I think
it.
I am short.
Good for you. Thank you very much. All right, now, what you don't know is that in order to stand before us today, Bob has spent £125 on those boots with Cuban heels. Now, what I would like is to persuade Bob to take them off. Take them off! Yes! Let's see you, Bob. Stand up. No different. No different, he says. No different. Is this the first time you've faced the world without your heels for years and years?
Yes, I've got 2 pair. I've got another pair in my bag. I always take 2 pair in case anything happens.
You could
have an accident.
You could have a brilliant holiday somewhere with all the money you'll save on those boots if you survive without them. Thank you so much, Bob. You're brilliant. Now, after Bob has met our next guest, he might well change his mind about being short, because my next guest today is actually the shortest man in Britain. So let's meet Michael. Michael, hi.
Hi.
We've heard Bob moaning, he's been whinging, his whole life's been blighted, trouble with women, trouble with jobs. Have you found the same thing?
Not at all. Bob who, sorry? Bob... Oh, this gentleman here. Oh, sorry, yes.
See, I'm that small, you couldn't see me.
Yes. What a waste of 5'3".
He says that he's been called names and patted on the head and all of that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why they do that, really, to be honest with you. I mean, it's just a waste.
Have you had that trouble?
No trouble at all, Bob.
No trouble, even when you was at school?
No, not at all.
You wasn't called nicknames or...
No.
Honestly speaking...
Honestly speaking.
Because I find that very hard to believe.
What's personality, Bob?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I'll agree. But, I mean, I find it very hard to believe that you haven't walked the street and you saw people sniggering. Because I've seen small people, and I've seen people sniggering and taking a mick out of them. And it annoys me, because I think, like, I don't want to sound rude, but I think you're unique.
Not at all.
You know, and, well, I think, that's my opinion.
I'm sorry, every short person has their own personality.
Yeah.
If you have a glowing personality...
everybody-
No, the personality counts, I'm sorry. If you... Your personality is 6 foot tall, you know? If you have a 3 foot personality, well then that's it.
You're doing me a lot of good. You have to be my teacher.
She's wonderful. She should be everybody's teacher. She could do assertiveness training for the whole country, not just for you. Absolutely. So Michael, I mean, is it true that you've had quite a successful romantic life?
Well, not too bad. I'll show you my black diary afterwards, Bob.
Right, OK.
I just hope my fiance's not here in the audience, really. But,
oh, you've got a fiancé, have you?
Yes, at the moment, yes.
You've got a fiancé?
At the moment, yes.
Is she anywhere around?
Well, I don't know.
Is she? Oh, this lady here. Stand up. Hi.
Hi.
You're Michael's fiancé?
I am, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, Bob says he finds it hard to believe that Michael isn't up against it in the world and in society. Is Michael telling the truth, that his personality just pushes all before him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Mike because of the person he is, not because of his height.
Yeah.
What have you got that I haven't got? I must say, you're beautiful, you're lovely.
Do people ever poke fun at you or ask you about the situation?
No, not at all. I mean, people do look. A few are rude and they do stare, but you just ignore it. You have to ignore it, really.
But doesn't it hurt you deep inside? Be honest with me now. Don't you find it hurts you?
At all, no. You just think, no, you know, if that's what they've got to do, then, you know, it's their problem.
Yeah.
You were one of how many kids?
4.
And you've actually got a twin brother?
A twin brother who's 5'9".
Your twin brother is 5'9". I think we've got a picture of the whole family together. There we go. See that? Yeah. Those are both your brothers?
Yes, they are both my brothers.
Those are your brothers, and there you are in the family. When you were brought up, did your parents treat you any differently from the rest of them?
No. When I was naughty, I'm afraid I got smacked, just like anyone else would, you know.
Really got a clip round the ear, just like the rest of them.
Very much so, yes.
And did you have a feeling of, you know, gosh, I'm different. There are things they can do that I can't do, and all of that?
Well, I mean, people often ask, when did you realise you were small? But I mean, it's not as though I woke up one day and said, Christ, what's happened? You know, I mean, you just carry on with life, you know. I mean, as a lady said in the audience, you're as big as you feel. It really is about personality and character.
Did you find your brothers were protected towards you when you was growing up?
Actually, I used to protect my twin brother.
Oh, right.
Well, I mean, at school, he was rather puny, and he wore the old government health glasses, and it was sort of, he got bullied, and I had my own gang, they looked after him, so I made sure he was all right.
Lovely.
Lady over there.
Yeah, you asked what he had that you haven't got. For one, he's got a higher opinion of himself, and he's just got bigger ambitions. If you put yourself, I'm 4'6", and if you put yourself to having bigger ambitions and a higher opinion of yourself, you'll get through life and you'll find exactly what you want.
Oh, we mustn't be too hard on Bob. I mean, he says that in his native Blackpool, he finds he gets picked on so much when he goes out, he'd rather not. He'd rather just stay
I
at
haven't
home.
been out for 2 years, Vanessa, only to the theatre. And when living in Blackpool and being a hotelier, we get free tickets for the shows. And I go to the theatre. As soon as I get my tickets, I run down a booking office and I've got to get a seat no further back than 3 rows from the front. And it's got to be an aisle seat, because I don't know if you've found this, even the people that are small, you've gone out, you've gone to see a show or gone to a theatre, and there's always somebody 6 foot plus sits themselves in front of you. So if they sit
Michael's
in front,
laughing.
Bob, you should sit in the back row, it's much more fun.
Gentleman here.
Yeah,
if you think you've got a disability, your disability's what you make of it.
Yeah.
If I think I can't reach something because I'm disabled, I get a stool, I can reach it, I'm not disabled. If I go out and have a personality and meet my friends, break the ice. If somebody says to me, oh, can you lend me a fiver? I say, no, I'm a bit short at the moment. I break the ice. Come on. You make friends that way. If you go out and push yourself, then they've got to take you for what you are in there and not your height.
Yeah. When I came on this show, I didn't realise there's going to be so many small people here, and you've really given me confidence. And I can honestly say to everybody at home, these people are lovely. They really are.
Thank you. We've got to take a break now, but join us in a few minutes when we'll meet one of the smallest couples in Britain, Mum, Dad, and their 2 kids. Don't go away.
Carte noire.
Try to remember when life was so tender and dreams were kept beside your pillow and follow.
Carte noire. Un café nommé Désir.
Now, just because I wear makeup doesn't mean my clothes have to.
Revlon creates Color Stay, the revolutionary makeup that's designed not to rub off on your collar.
Or on him.
Oil-free Color Stay makeup sets in 60 seconds, feels comfortable, looks just applied all day or night. Color Stay from Revlon, makeup that's designed not to rub off.
Because a woman should always make her mark, but not with her makeup.
Revlon.
After a hard, hard day, or a long, long night, Radox is a secret blend of 13 herbs. Unwind weary bodies and wake up sleepy heads.
Night, Pet.
Morning, darling.
Trust Radox to relax and revive body and mind.
With up to 40 months interest-free credit, a genuine 5-year guarantee and special low prices, there's always a warm welcome at Furniture Village, at Westquay Retail Park, Southampton, Ladymead Retail Park, Guildford, and throughout the South East. For great value on furniture, carpets and beds, compare our package to any other and you'll see no one makes you more at home than Furniture Village.
The place was the Abbey of Port du Salut. The monks made fromage, and this story is true. It seems they had great milk, and lots of it too, so they made the round cheese with the orange hue. It turned out so creamy, so heavenly soft. The taste was so mild, they said thank yous aloft. Now wasn't there skill, or a touch of good luck, or was that the day a mild miracle struck?
Port Salut, a mild miracle. Voices of Tranquility. A unique collection of beautiful music. If you need to unwind through massage or aromatherapy, a coffee break or a hot bath, listen to Voices of Tranquility. Voices of Tranquility in all good record shops now on CD and cassette.
Are you engaged to be married but not sure you're doing the right thing? Are you tempted to call it off but too scared of hurting your partner? Perhaps you're excited about the big day but your family are pressuring you to call it off. Maybe your child's getting married and you think it's the biggest mistake of their lives. Or perhaps you have a friend who's about to wed someone you don't approve of. If you or someone you know is getting married to Mr. or Mrs. Wrong, phone me, Vanessa, now on 0891 11 11 64. That's 0891 11 11 64.
Welcome back. My next guests have a combined combined height of 8'6". It was literally love at first sight for them. To find out more, let's welcome Penny and Arthur. Now, Michael's been incredibly gung-ho about life. He's been amazing. The audience have been terribly feisty about height and feisty about everything. But the truth is, Penny, you did go through a period of acute depression when you were growing up, didn't you?
Yes, I did in my childhood stage. I thought I was the only one like myself in the world. I come from a family of 6, all tall, mum and dad tall. And we didn't know anyone else who had had a child like myself. So, yeah, I went through a time up to teenagers that I did go through a period in life, why me sort of thing, and had a bit of a chip on my shoulder. But
in fact, you got so miserable that where did your mother take you for an outing?
Well, the circus was in town and we went to see the circus. I went reluctantly, but never looked back since.
And why is that, Penny?
Because I met Arthur.
Tell me about what it was like the first time you clapped eyes on
I was
Arthur.
petrified. I was frightened because it was like seeing a mirror image, even though it was a boy and a girl, seeing a mirror image of yourself. It does happen. And I was really petrified that the person I saw in front of me was small, because he was the first and only small person I'd seen.
And then what?
Well, then my life changed, yeah, and my attitude towards life changed too.
Now,
over
Arthur,
the years.
you're responsible for working this miracle in Penny's life. When you actually spotted her for the first time, I think I'm right in saying your first thought was, "Whoa!" Am I right? It's true,
No,
isn't
not
it?
quite, not quite.
Oh, come on, you fancied her. You moved in on her immediately. Didn't you?
No. I spotted her. I recognised that she was like myself, and that I would like to get to know her. You know, does she know of the other people like myself or not?
You got her phone number immediately.
I got her name and address after the show.
Yes,
Yes, I
yes.
chatted her up. I must admit.
We didn't have phones then.
How was it that you were able to change her attitude to life as well as falling in love with her?
Well, I was brought up in a normal house. I was 4th of 6 children, all average height. I was brought up to the same as them, but my mother took me around to pantomimes and circuses and shows like that to make sure that I was aware that I was not the only one in the world like myself. So I was used to seeing small people. I was used to meeting small people. And when I met Penny and realised that she was panicking and frightened about this, then I realised I had to do something here.
I was just going to ask that you said that you went through a lot of depression and you've got children. Are you educating your children on the possibilities that they might be depressed later on?
Yeah.
Are they going to normal comprehensive schools or are they going to private schools?
I might add, that was then. We've been married 25 years next year. So times changed, attitudes change, and my children have so much confidence built into them. They've got ready-made confidence in the fact that we are their parents, I suppose. Yes, they go to ordinary schools. Yes, they live ordinary lives. They grow up happy, just like the way we have done.
I think we should say that your eldest daughter's now at university.
My eldest daughter's at university, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. I understand what Bob meant before when he was saying to Michael about height, how people make remarks and things like that. I think there's a line drawn when people are walking along, when they see a medical fact, you know, like people who are medically short in height and the person who's just short in height through, there's a difference. They seem to skit at people like us, but they don't say anything as they go past. But if anybody else had the same reaction as me, I might be wrong. When you came in, my reaction was, ah, which is, you know, what people do say when they see small people.
Your
walking
reaction
in.
was, ah,
Yeah.
that's pretty ghastly, isn't it?
That's my reaction.
That's something that we've grown up with and we've experienced all through our lives, is that you get the taunting, but then you get the patronisation as well.
Are your children both small, like yourself?
All three of them.
All
All
three.
three children.
And when you decided to have children, did you realise there's the possibility that they would be small like yourselves?
Yes, we did.
And can you honestly tell me, have they been tormented at school? I don't know how old they are.
No. My children go to ordinary schools. They get the odd name called the odd, and I think one's 10 and one's 5, and the 10-year-old I think's and just one name call in the years that she's been at
Because, I
school.
mean, you suffered at school, didn't you? You was...
I didn't so much suffer, no. Inwardly myself I was suffering. I didn't suffer. I wasn't the bearer of a lot of stick. Myself inwardly suffered. But no, my children go to an ordinary school. They're accepted as who they are. They're
but children
Kimberly
are
and
cruel
Matthew.
anyway in an ordinary school.
Yeah, but
Just hear from this lady here a second.
I mean, didn't you think twice about when you were having children, knowing what you've gone through, that you were going to put your own children
Well, let's
through
hear from this lady here. You're
I'm sorry, that's terrible. You can't say, no, I'm not having children because they might be small. That is absolutely terrible. I'm sorry, I totally disagree with you.
Yeah.
You cannot not have children because they might be small. For God's sake, I love being small. I know a lot of people who absolutely love being small. I would not. If I could bring a child knowing that she was small, man, I would do it.
You would do it. What do you think of this lady behind who said her reaction when she saw my guests walk in was, ah?
I'm sorry, patronising is the word. I prefer to be bullied than patronising.
You prefer that?
Pat on the head. I can't stand it.
She says you're patronising.
I realise what she said, but I'm 4'10" myself, and all my life I've grown up with the same comments. But it's just a true fact that everybody does this as they're walking along the street. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, they do. Even Bob will admit to it. When I walked in, I mean, OK, he's small, but he's a man.
What about this lady over here, because she's small too?
Yeah, I'd just like to say about on the thing of kids, I've always been small, but it's never put me off. And now I have two sons, and one is 4'4", and he's 8, and the other one's 3'5", and they're beautiful. And I wouldn't care if they were this big or this big.
That's right.
I'd love them.
I myself have got 4 daughters, and they're all average height. They're not as small as me. But I'm talking about if I'd known there had been a medical fact that they would have been.
Nobody
has
the right to.
Nobody has the right
to deny anybody
us our natural feelings.
At the end of the day, you're going to bring a life into this world. You're going to cherish it. You want to care for it, like you would, if I could say it, a normal stature baby. Doesn't matter what height it is, as long as it's your son or daughter, you're going to care for that child.
That's right.
You say that, and obviously you're quite right. Your sentiments are absolutely right. But it is true, however, isn't it, that 2 of your children are actually adopted children.
Yes, that's right.
And you specially made sure, you know, you wanted to adopt small people, and you did. But it's easier to adopt a smaller baby because presumably their parents do reject them sometimes.
Can I say, you said we wanted to adopt small children. We would have liked to adopt any child.
Is that right?
Be it tall or be it small. We have a chance of having a tall child. There's a 25% chance that we'd have a tall child. You get questions asked, what would you do if you had a tall child? What would I do? I'd love it, it's mine. You know, that child would be brought up to respect me for who and what I am, regardless of what you look like on the outside. It's what's in here that counts, and that's what you bring your child up to. Yes, there are circumstances where, unfortunately, children do come from tall parents who don't feel that they can cope with the situation, and you do feel sorry for that situation. But still, we're only too happy that we can give love and happiness to children.
Yeah, absolutely. Here. Bob, what do you have to say to these 2?
Well, I came on the show, to be honest with you, Vanessa, and when I heard that we had a couple of small people on the show that I got children, I thought, oh, it's not right. But I can honestly say, after hearing their comments, I applaud them. I agree with them. I think they're absolutely brilliant.
All I can say to you, Bob, is exactly what's been reiterated here is we have lives, we're happy, we're extreme. I would not, if somebody said to me, I'll give you an injection tomorrow to make you 6 foot, I don't want to be 6 foot, I want to be who I am.
Well,
I love being who I am.
I can honestly say you've really given me confidence.
You know, so all I can say to you is, I think you might need a bit of help, and perhaps from here you may too.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
We've heard a lot about Penny and Arthur's children, and now it's time to meet Kimberly, who's 10, and Matthew, who's 5. Hi, folks. Great to see you. Nice to see you. Happy to be here?
Yeah.
Lovely to see you both. Well, that's it for today's show, but do please join me again tomorrow for another Vanessa. Lots of love. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Great to meet you. Let's have a shake.
She was afraid of him.